If you are a local service provider and you're looking to run local service ads in your area, but you want to know how much you should be spending per month on local service ads, in this video, I'm going to show you how you can do some quick forecasting to determine what your LSA or local service ad or Google guarantee budget should be. And I want everyone here to go to this specific website, business.google.com. I'll just drop this in the description below so you don't even need to manually type this in because it's a long URL. Go to this website, and then what I want you to do is scroll down. This is the specific website for LSA or local service ads. If you are brand new, you can actually sign up and get credit. I'll talk about that in a little bit, but let's take you through how you can just do the forecasting. You want to enter your postal code. So I'm going to just enter a postal code of 90703. Let's just say, then you can put in how many leads per month would you like. And I'm just going to put 10. You can put whatever you want, whatever you would like to achieve with your local service ads, whatever you can handle. And you will want to pick the industry that you serve. So in this case, I am going to just say I'm a family lawyer. Then I'm going to estimate the budget. I've actually found this tool to be quite accurate in helping me do forecasting to determine what my local service ad budget should be for my clients, and then just click estimate budget. So basically what this is saying is your estimated budget for 10 leads for family lawyer in this zip code is $83 or $830 to $1,250. So on the high end, we are looking at $125. And then on the low end, we're looking at $83 per lead. So 83 to 125. Let's just assume that you are in a very competitive area and it's going to cost you about $125. From there, then you can determine of how much budget you actually have, how much you can afford, and how much you can actually handle. I think this is a good starting point to help you decide. Usually I do find my leads to be somewhere in this range of what Google tends to forecast. And when you're setting it up in local service ads, you will need to set it up on a weekly basis. It doesn't allow you to set it by month. So assuming that you are more on the high end, spending $1,250 per month, and there are 4 weeks in a month, then we're looking at $312 per week in order to achieve about 3 leads per week. So that's how I would go about doing the forecasting. Let's do another one for a solar company. Let's just say solar energy contractor. So in this area, we're looking at somewhere between $72 and $108 per lead, assuming that we want 10 monthly leads. If you want 30 leads, you can estimate it that way. Because it looks into the competitiveness. So let's just, if we want a 10, yeah. It just scales it, honestly. It just scales it. So even if I said 20, it's going to just scale it up depending on, it's still going to be $72 up to $108 per lead. So just to make it easier, you can just put it at 10 so you can see how much on average it's going to cost you per lead. So 72 to 108. And then if you really wanted 50 leads, You can just put that in there and it's just going to scale it up. So it will still come out to 72 to 108. 5,400 divided by 50. Yeah, so it's still 108. So that's how I would go about giving you the recommendation on how to do the forecast of how much budget you would need. But it will depend on how many leads that you want. And also, just so that everyone knows that's watching this, just because they are leads doesn't mean that they are customers. So as you are doing your forecasting or deciding how many leads you want, assume that you're not going to close every single one. So if you're doing some ROI potential forecasting, you would need to factor in what is your sales close rate from your sales team to then do a little bit backwards math to determine what your ROI could be and how many leads you would need or potentially how many leads you would need to burn through in order to get, quality ones that will turn into something, because not every lead is gold. So that's what I'm going to leave you with in this video. I'm also going to share this awesome tip here. If you scroll up on this page, choose a sign up offer to jumpstart your first campaign. You can claim one of these offers if you're brand new to LSAs. So assuming that you spend $5,500 with Google Ads in the first 60 days, you will get $250 or $2,500 in ad credit to pay for more leads coming through. So these are all the different offers. So depending on what your ad budget would be, you can then determine which offer would be best suitable for you and which offer you can actually qualify for, depending on what your budget is. And then you would just select that and click claim now. Now, I have no way to predict that in the future when you're watching this video, if you're watching this video 10 months from when I'm actually recording this, if these offers are still going to be available. Hopefully they are, but if not, sorry about that. But hopefully this tool will still be around. I think it will be, because there's no other tool out there that's going to allow you to have the level of insight needed in order to determine what your budget should be. And just as a friendly reminder, the budgets that are given to you are on a per month basis, but when you're setting it up in the user interface in local service ads, you actually have to set it up on a per week basis. So you would just get your monthly budget and divide it by 4, and then it would go about doing the forecasting for you. I think Google intentionally makes it a little bit complicated, and they don't have a monthly budget. And PPC or Google Ads, you're setting a daily budget, and LSAs, you're setting a weekly budget. But that is how I would recommend you go about doing the research and forecasting. And also to determine if your industry actually is available for local service ads. Because sometimes, let's say you're in HVAC, but you're in just a zip code that is not available yet. It will say we're not available in your area yet, and you won't be able to run local service ads there. I'm not sure why, maybe because there's some potential restrictions in those areas, but that's also another tip for you. So if you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to this channel. My name is Michelle. I'm the founder of Level 28 Media, and I help local service-based businesses generate leads from Google Ads. So if you are looking for managed services for Google Ads or local service ads, or an audit of your local service ad account, as well as your Google Ads account, feel free to check out the description below. I will drop a link for you to check out my website and contact me directly. And I look forward to hearing from you soon. Please like and subscribe this video, and I'll see you guys very soon.